ready to get underway, and it is really a big change in goal for Syracuse, having Maya Naimoli in at goal as we are underway. The ball is booted down to Naimoli in net. I mean, we talk about the difference with Shea Vander Bosch leaving this roster. She was the all-time saves leader for the Orange, and now you have a new goalkeeper in net, and it really changes a lot. So it's booted out of bounds for a Villanova throw in.
In college, these goalkeepers are kind of the leaders of their programs. They sort of set the tone, especially with the way that Syracuse plays in that 3-5-2. Goalkeeper, somebody that they often relied on last season.
And you take a look at these two teams over last year. Syracuse went 5-9-4, 1-8-1 in the ACC. It was really the non-conference where Syracuse was able to get going this in last season, and then things kind of started to take a turn after that.
And the big thing for them is that they're losing most of their goal scorers. When we talked to both of these coaches, they kind of harped on the fact that they need to take that next step forward offensively. If Syracuse is to do that, it's going to be with a lot of new faces.
And there are a lot of new faces. 7 transfers come in for SU this season. You can already see a couple on the field as you take a look at head coach Nikki Thrasher-Adams entering her 8th season as head coach. And it's exciting the amount of confidence she had for this program entering this year.
She really talked about how most of these players were kind of her players and how she looks forward to kind of beating teams physically. It's going to be an interesting test against Villanova, another team who's very physical.
Syracuse and Villanova are trying to get an attack started as can't quite get on the end of it. That is Emery Streets, a sophomore from Bozeman, Montana. And you take a look at the Villanova head coach in Samar Azem. Last season was a really good one as it's into the box and put over the net by Arbelize. A dangerous opportunity for the Orange early on.
That's something that we talked about a lot when our meeting with head coach Nikki Thrasher-Adams. She mentioned how Arbelize is that runner on the back post, and we saw that right there. Timing her run perfectly and making that run right at the penalty spot. Just unlucky to hit that one over.
And those are 2 new connections. Emery Streets and Julia Arbelize. They have not played together in a Syracuse uniform already, making an impact early in this game. But Villanova last season had one of their best years, record-wise, since 2019. It was a 9-8-1 year. In the Big East, they went 4-5-1, which was 5th in the Big East, their best finish since 2019.
And this is something as well that Syracuse wants to focus on this season. They mentioned how Syracuse has a lot of players who are very tall, 13 players who are above 5'8". So even inside their own half, they're still going for the set piece.
Villanova also a taller squad with 10 players 5'8" or taller. Should be a good aerial battle. Syracuse has had a little bit of extended possession in the offensive end these last couple of minutes.
I especially think early on these teams want to try and feel each other out, given that it's the first game of the season.
Farrah Stevens-Martin is tackled on the end. And it's stolen away by Villanova. Farrah Stevens-Martin, one of the new attackers for the Orange this season. A UConn transfer. Scored 2 goals last season with the Huskies. First touch there from Maya Naimoli, the new goalie for the Orange.
And you're already seeing, Timmy, the importance of these wide center backs in Syracuse's formation. When you play with a 3-back, those wide center backs are going to have to cover a lot of space and are going to have to use their pace against the quicker attackers. Doing a very good job of dealing with that so far. Out
on the right side, Arbelize was tangled up with a player and couldn't quite grab it. 0-0 as we're about to be 5 minutes into the first game of the season in 2026. Teams with some high hopes trying to get things started the right way. Syracuse in its season opener last season won 5-0 against Charleston Southern. Over on the right side, Arbelize crosses in and it's stolen away, but Croyle comes hard in.
This way, Vic!
Now over and just offside. Emery Streets was in behind and just snuck past the Villanova defender, Amber Baker.
You can already see what Syracuse wants to do with their two midfielders. Anna Croyle and Vicky Jones are there to kind of keep the midfield intact and retain those attacks. So far, so good for Syracuse, but they're going to have to be very consistent with that going forward.
And interesting enough, Syracuse, a team that didn't have many offsides last season, 19, which was the fewest in the ACC, by 5 less than any other team.
And that's what I think they tried to fix in the portal and with the recruits, is to get a little bit more pacey up top. To me, when a team doesn't have a lot of offside calls, that means that you're not usually making a lot of runs in behind. But I feel like Syracuse so far in this early season has already shown that compared to last season, they have a lot more quickness up top.
And you feel like in women's soccer and college women's soccer, you really need to have a lot of pace to beat the best teams. That's certainly something Villanova has tried to do a lot.
Let's get set up.
It's also something that Villanova did when they recruited their players. 6 players on their team ran track in high school. And we mentioned it to head coach Azem, and she said that it wasn't something that she necessarily looked for, but it just happened to be a byproduct of the way that she recruits.
Another free kick for the Orange. Jasmine Nixon takes it on the right side. She is the right back today for the Orange. Crosses it in. The Orange have 5 bodies there. Stevens Martin plays it over. In by Wisbeck, a great ball, but can't be put onto by Streets. Back out top, danger is not cleared away. A shot comes off, it's blocked. A really good opportunity in the box. Damage is not quite done yet. Arbelage chases down, and it's finally put out of bounds.
So impressed with Lauren Christie so far. Despite her being so young, the fact that she's able to fit into this team so well and help them in the attack is very impressive.
Put out of bounds for an Orange corner kick.
This is another opportunity to get their big players forward. You can already see Syracuse only leaving 1 player back and going and trying to overload that back post.
The only player back is Chloe Joseph, a transfer for the Orange from Oklahoma State.
Emery, get the other side of 32.
Taking the corner, it's Gabby Wisbeck. A lot of Orange players on the back post. They all come running in now. Ball goes in. A heads on, and it's cleared just before the goal line. Croyle crosses in, and it's another corner kick for Syracuse.
And you can see how excited the bench is and the rest of the team. This is clearly something that is a very strong part of the Syracuse identity. As that ball was floated into that back post, they all started their runs in around the same place, but it's clearly something they've worked on a lot on the training ground. Also focusing on that in-swinger.
Syracuse last season had the 4th fewest corner kicks in the ACC, but it's a big part of their team this year. A big ball in, not clear, but finally is by Baker. She's had a great story with Villanova, missed the last 3 seasons, but now has come in and starting the first game of the season. Scored 2 goals as a center back in their exhibition games.
Shows you that Syracuse is not the only team that can focus on set pieces.
Arbelize into the box, and it's picked up by Hannah Dickinson. Preseason Big East Goalie of the Year.
You have to drop Croyle, Vicky.
And Coach Azem can't say enough good things about her when she spoke with us. First time in a while, Villanova has gotten the ball into the Syracuse end. There is Samara Azem.
Okay. Farah.
One thing that Villanova has really emphasized for this year and over the last couple of seasons is making sure that they have extra grittiness out on the field.
Now you can get forward.
Coach Azem emphasized dig, which is dominant in grittiness.
Get inside the game until we've clearly won it, Gabby.
Teams always have those mantras, and That one set the tone, but so far it's Syracuse who seems to be a little bit more gritty.
Ball in behind, and it just sneaks in to Naimoli's hands.
And that right there shows the kind of confidence that she brings. She was so electric and so good at Youngstown State, and you can already see that she has a good command of her box and has a lot of respect from her teammates.
Naimoli was the first-string goalie in every game last season with Youngstown State.
So, Gabby.
She had 100 saves last year, which was actually more than Shea Vander Bosch had last season, and Syracuse fans are very familiar with what she has done for the program, as the ball is in behind but picked up by Dickinson. Quick boot. A lot of pace on the left wing from Villanova. It's sent into the box and cleared away, but danger's not done. Still on that left side. Back into the box. Cleared away.
You can already see that both of these teams are relying on their pace and behind. Both squads have quick strikers, and again, like I mentioned, when Syracuse plays in that three-back, it does unlock a little bit of space out wide when those wingbacks get too high.
You can already see with Villanova the pace that they possess up top. It is daunting. That was Des Zapata getting on the end of that. Cross into the box. And it's headed out of bounds for a Syracuse goal kick.
Both these teams opting to go with a floated ball into around that back post. And that one's close, but Syracuse defends that one pretty well.
And we'll see how the rest of this game plays out, but both these squads are more defensive-minded teams, especially Villanova. 9 shutouts last season, which was their most since 2007.
So Marazem talked about how she built this team from the back up, and that defense has a lot of players who are getting into their junior, their senior years. But now it's all about the attack and whether they can fix that aspect of the game.
Syracuse has time to set up on the free kick. The only new defensive player for the Orange is Chloe Joseph. You saw Bree Bridges, who just had that free kick, and it's carried forward on the right side by Amorosa. The new transfer taking on a Syracuse player into the corner, and it's just hit out of bounds.
That's a good battle so far between her and Jasmine Nixon. Nixon did everything she can, but another corner for Villanova, who are starting to grow into this game a little bit more, Timmy.
You can see the pace taking on Nixon, a great defender for the Orange, junior from Fort Mill, South Carolina. Played the full 90 minutes in all but 3 games for the Orange last season.
Again, opting to go with that in-swinger, trying to crowd the goalkeeper.
First corner kick of the game for Villanova. Sent into the box. It's a good one, but hit out of bounds for a Syracuse goal kick.
Now already we've seen how important set pieces are yet again for both teams, a second corner for each one of these sides. It's a game where both of these teams are trying not to lose it in regular time and not through set pieces, which can get a little bit boring at times, but I feel like when you have two teams who are so strong when it comes to free kicks and corners, it's actually a very interesting chess match.
Well, it feels like this is the type of game you're going to see a corner kick, a set piece, or possibly a transition goal that we get. At least how this game has played out so far and how these coaches like to play. Villanova finally having a little bit of extended possession on the left side.
There's almost that little bit of panic once they do get the ball, because Syracuse has done a really good job, credit to them in midfield. counter-pressing very fast, not allowing Villanova to have a clear-cut opportunity. And again, just so impressive with the youth that they have in this team.
0-0, 15 minutes in at SU Soccer Stadium in the season opener. Really the only big chance we've seen so far came early on by Julia Arbeliz. It was a great pass into the box. Just put it over the net. It's a foul here. This will be a free kick for Syracuse.
And you can already see the center back starting to jog up pitch. Bree Bridges getting in there, Gabby Wisbeck as well. It seems as though Chloe Joseph is just going to be the lone woman back. But everybody for Syracuse getting into the box.
And Chloe Joseph is not small by any means. She's 5'5". Small on a Syracuse team like this. Ball in the box is off the hands. And this is a Syracuse corner kick. A mistake by the veteran, Hannah Dickinson.
Yeah, kind of unfortunate because you get gifted that ball that wasn't really troubling anybody, but now another opportunity, the third corner of the game for Syracuse. That one, yeah. Like that ball to be into the back post, you can see that's what they're doing on this corner.
You feel like the more these corner kicks come, one of them is gonna fall into place. Sent in by Wisbeck, and a nice grab by Dickinson. That is what head coach Samar Azem told us, is that Dickinson aerial ability is one of the best she's ever seen. The best of any team she's played against, the best player of any goalie she's coached.
And I got to say, Timmy, I'm a little bit surprised for Syracuse when you put these corners into the box. When you have somebody like Hannah Dickinson who's so good at claiming the ball, I would usually opt to try to curl that ball maybe on top of the goalkeeper. When you float these balls into the box, it makes it really, really easy for a goalkeeper of her caliber to come out and claim it.
Dangerous chance for Syracuse. It's put across over to Arbeliz, or rather Emery Streets. Arbeliz was just behind her and now has the throw. Into the box, but no one is there for the Orange. Villanova has some time to set up shop. We haven't seen some extended possession by either team, really.
And it's hard to really say who that favors because both of these teams kind of play a similar way. So you wouldn't really say that's advantage Syracuse or advantage Villanova.
Headed away. It's a loose ball. Hard tackle by Stevens.
Get us up, Bree! Oh, and then organize.
There might not be extended possession, but there's extended chippiness so far.
That's for sure.
Well done, Arm!
Who wouldn't expect it in a former Big East rivalry? These two teams used to play all the time, Syracuse and Villanova. But the last meeting was in 2011. Since Syracuse moved to the ACC, it just hasn't really happened.
One coming, hard!
And one thing that's a challenge for Syracuse, especially over the last couple of seasons and since they've joined the ACC, how good the ACC is year in, year out. 8 teams in the top 25 entering this season. It's an uphill climb.
But it doesn't get any easier when the top 4 teams in the entire country are from the ACC and 5 of the top 8.
Syracuse does only play 1 of those top 4. They play 3 of the top 25. Number 1 in the country is Stanford to start the season. For Villanova, it's not as tough as a schedule. Play 1 ranked team. The Big East only has 1 ranked opponent this season. That is Georgetown.
But overcoming those strong teams is something that Villanova has got to try to do in these next couple of seasons. Going into last season, they kind of shot themselves in the foot towards the end, and in their last 4 games, unable to win any of those and just missed out on the Big East tournament.
Still a 5th place finish, which was their best since 2019.
You could see Villanova slowing the game down a little bit right now, trying to get Syracuse to become a little bit more uncomfortable as the game goes on.
So we take a look at the Hall of Fame mascot, Otto the Orange, which has been nominated as the best college mascot as a part of USA Today's Sports Reader's Choice Awards. From now through August 17th at 11:59 a.m., fans can cast their votes for Otto by scanning this QR code. You can cast 1 vote per day until ballots close. Make sure to cast your vote now and make your voice heard that Otto is the nation's best mascot. Syracuse into the attacking end, but it's stolen away from Streets. She's had the ball a couple of times near the box. Just hasn't quite gotten that final chance or opportunity. And now she has numbers, takes a touch to her right, plays it over, and it's stolen away. Meredith Palmer on the end of that one. Now Croyle with pace. Plays it in, and it's over to Stevens Martin. Has a chance, but she can't get the pass over. Back in the box, Syracuse is not letting up right now.
You can already see what Lauren Christie brings to the team. I mentioned before how she's somebody who can kind of set down this midfield, but she's also somebody who is a prolific goal scorer and can get forward in a more creative way.
Christie with the pass there. She was one of the greatest players in Brewster history or high school. So we take a look at the chance Syracuse had. Stevens Martin had it with a lot of space, just couldn't get it over.
And even though that one didn't go in, that's the exact kind of opportunity that Syracuse wants. They had 3 to 4 players in the box, and there's just one pass away from a really, really good chance.
And you can already see the Christie and Streets connection. That's a new one for Syracuse.
Hey, keep us balanced, Croyle.
The Orange having much better of the play so far in this one. No goals to tell the story.
For our shot. Spin.
Played back, Croyle.
Go through. Yes!
Good tackle by Villanova. The Orange still with the ball. 0-0. And in for Streets. She loses the ball. The offsides flag does go up, though. She just sneaked past the Villanova line of defense.
Her and Stevens Martin are doing a really good job at getting a little bit wider and allowing their midfielders to play inside, which also means that they can get some space in between the gaps of this Villanova back line. We just saw it a couple times in the last few minutes.
We've already seen a couple of opportunities for the Syracuse attackers to get in behind. A couple of passes just haven't quite gone their way.
You could see Nikki was unhappy about that one. She thought that it should have been allowed to play on instead of calling it right then and there.
Nikki Thrasher-Adams was on the bottom of your screen there, and you take a look at Emory Streets. Transfer from Washington State, one of 7 transfers this season for the Orange. Played in 6 matches with Washington State her freshman year.
Go back on the half. 3. Go back on the half. Put the ball in the half.
Both teams, anytime they get a set piece opportunity, even this one that's right inside of Syracuse's half, Villanova still willing to try to put this ball into the box.
Put in by Baker. It's cleared away, going out of bounds, but it is still a Villanova throw. Finally, our first substitution of the game. It's Bella Paniccioni.
Villanova substitution number 4.
She takes out Isabel Chukwu.
In the game for Isabel Chukwu.
Panaccioni, a grad student from Los Altos Hills, California. Syracuse clears the ball away, but Villanova still with the ball.
Look at Lauren Christie getting forward. What a way to set the tone when your freshman player starting is going out there and chasing the back line, winning a throw-in there for Syracuse.
Both teams certainly not lacking a lot of firepower right now. A nice touch by Arbelides. And it's hit over to the right side. Racing onto it. Amorosa couldn't get there. We've seen that battle a couple of times between Nixon and Amorosa. Nixon has done a nice job of holding her off of any big pressure moments. An attempted cross, but it is scuffed out of bounds. And another substitution incoming for the Orange is Abby Incorvaya.
Number 17, Abby Incorvaya in the game for the Orange.
Out of the game, Emery Streets.
For Emery Streets.
And if you have two strikers who are working so hard like Syracuse does, makes a lot of sense to replace them and substitute them in order to make sure that they're fresh on the pitch.
Incorvaya is listed as a midfielder, but she appeared in all 18 games last season for the Orange. Cleared away by the Orange. Just over 18 minutes to play in half one. No goals to show just yet between these two squads. Headed out of bounds by Chloe Joseph.
And so far, I've been really impressed with these Syracuse wide center backs. It's something I talked about before, but we've seen it with Joseph and with Nixon.
Into the box, but it is rushed onto by Naimoli. She had to be very active on her feet.
And she does, but those center backs have to be really quick, especially playing against a team like Villanova who has fast, wide players. It's a lot of ground to cover, and it's a very underrated position playing those wide center backs in a back three.
Well, Samar Azem told us that she really looks for athletic, fast players. And we were looking through the roster page, and we noticed just how many players were basketball or track athletes in high school. It's a cool thing.
And something which is not intentional, which has been brought into this team. I think Syracuse has done a very good job at matching them, at least physically, but the pace has been something that Villanova looks to have a little bit of an edge on so far.
These last 5 or so minutes has been Villanova's best stretch so far. A free kick opportunity. Lots of numbers in the box. Ball's in and it's scuffed. A shot comes on and it's knocked away. Corner kick for Villanova.
That's what happens when you don't deal with the first ball. Syracuse just unluckily lets this one bounce, and you can see that Villanova's almost gifted an opportunity. Joseph was unable to clear that one, but lucky to get out with just a corner.
Zapata was on the end of it. She hit it pure, but for Syracuse, it was thankfully blocked. Ball goes in. Good head, but it is just under it, and it goes out of bounds.
And it's always really difficult when that ball is coming in away from you and you have to head it back towards goal. You have to generate all the power on the ball, and so it's a little bit harder for Amorosa.
We take a look at your match summary so far. Syracuse has both of the shots. That was until the Villanova shot just now. Only one shot on goal, though. The Orange have more corners. It's put forward and stopped on the line by Bridges. There was a little more space to take there for Villanova, but now Syracuse comes the other way. Stevens Martin, a big touch forward, and it's just too far. Quick throw from the Orange. A shield and then a nice scoop turn.
Syracuse doing a really good job of counter-pressing right now. You can see that Villanova's struggling to get out of their own half. And what this means is that Syracuse can continue using their substitutions and their momentum to try to whip in as many crosses as they can.
And here is the first appearance of Allie Howard for Syracuse as Julia Argalives comes out of the game. This is the daughter of famous U.S. soccer goalkeeper Tim Howard.
And for the Orange, number 24, Allie Howard.
Tim Howard played many very important seasons with U.S. soccer. And Stevens Martin, a rush of pace, gets in the box, but can't get the pass over.
Slow it down, Croyle. Go, go,
A big ball over the top.
go. One coming.
Naimoli clears her lines.
You're off, don't touch yet.
And that's already what Allie Howard brings to this team. You have Streets, who's a little bit of the quicker forward, and Allie Howard that they can play off of.
You're already seeing the rapid pace from Stevens Martin. That's something the Orange didn't have as much of last season. There is Allie Howard on your screen.
And it's always nice to play off of a player like that when you are a quicker player like Stevens Martin. Allie Howard can go and, as you saw right there, challenge for those balls, and you can run in behind.
She transfers over from Tennessee. You're already seeing the amount of depth from both squads. Moo Galbis is also looking like she's going to check in soon for the Orange. Riley Dixon is down quickly. She appears to
Right
be
back up
okay.
just as quick.
She has a great story, a junior from Piles Grove, New Jersey, but she was at Goldie Beacom College before Villanova this season, which is a D2 school in Wilmington, Delaware, a part of the Central Atlantic Collegiate Conference. She's a track star as well in high school and college.
Also running track at Villanova. That's something that she brings to this team. Out there on that left side, we've already seen it so far. They've tried to find her in behind.
And here is the first appearance for Amalia Cardo this season.
Number 7.
You'll see that she is number 7 out on the field. That is after CR7, her idol. She is Portuguese. Tries to model her game after him. I'd say that's a pretty good idol.
Could do a lot worse.
Into the box, cleared away by Bridges. Joseph boots it out. And you've seen a tale of two halves so far in the first half. Syracuse started out with much more of the pressure, and now Villanova is starting to take it more to Syracuse. Ball in behind, picked up by Naimoli.
And she hasn't had a lot to do, Maya Naimoli, but even just in this limited time in the first half, she's already shown that she's a competitor and somebody who has a really, really good command over her box and her defenders.
It's caught in the air for quite a while. That was a weird play.
Almost looked like we were playing basketball.
Yeah. Well, Villanova has a lot of basketball players in high school. You see the ball was just caught between
Ping, pong, ping.
two players. A little bit of ping pong in this soccer match. Why not? Foul is called on Stevens Martin. And this is the most dangerous spot we've seen so far in this game.
just look how excited both teams get when they win a set piece. Villanova, even though this one is probably not from shooting range, it's still something that the entire team, including the bench, is celebrating.
Samar Azem did tell us that the Villanova bench gets very rowdy on the sidelines. It will be one of the loudest of any team.
The keeper, one of you ladies.
Free kick from Sophia Miller. It's going long. Naimoli had to be up for it.
That's a really good claim. I was a little bit surprised to see her on her line for that free kick, but when you could come out and claim balls like that, you really don't need to be too high up.
Turn!
Sent forward for Howard, just out of bounds. It was a good ball by Miller.
Look at the confidence there. Leaping with no regard for anybody else.
Gabby Wisbeck out of the game for the Orange. And Moo Galbis onto the field. Galbis played a season high 41 minutes in the season opener last season for the Orange. That was in a 5-0 win over Charleston Southern. The most goals Syracuse scored in a game last season. Battle for the ball. Villanova takes it. Now sent forward towards Dixon. That blazing pace gets past a defender, but battled back by Joseph. Clears it away. Hard physicality. It's sent in and just wide of goal.
That's exactly what Riley Dixon brings to this team. Talked about her track history, and that's on full display here. You're one of those midfielders, you can almost put your head down and close your eyes, knowing that Riley Dixon will be at the end on any pass that you have. She also did a good job sticking with that ball.
What a great job by Chloe Joseph to somehow keep up.
Two hands in the back. There you go, Chloe.
Stevens Martin tries to get there. Not quite. The Orange have some space on the left side. It's put over the top and just headed away by Miller.
Really important clearance there. Galbis was waiting.
Sent over to the right side and out of bounds. Check out the official online store of the Syracuse Orange for the latest Syracuse clothing for men, women, and kids. Find great deals on Syracuse apparel like t-shirts, hoodies, and hats, or browse our assortment of Syracuse Orange collectibles to find the perfect item. Visit our shop for all your Syracuse Orange gear and stay ready to show off your Syracuse colors. 0-0 game with just over 7 minutes to play in the season opener between Syracuse and Villanova. Timmy Weiss and Andrew Forster with you. Allie Howard races down the right side. She's got one-on-one. Let's see what she does. It's just blocked in, out of bounds for an Orange corner kick.
Allie Howard showing that she's not just a striker who will win those first balls, but also somebody who can drift out wide. It seems like that's a pattern for Nikki and the team that she wants to create. Players who can play one position primarily, but who can also do different things.
Short corner for the Orange. Incorvaya sends it in. It's cleared away just out of the box. It was an important stop by Dickinson.
And you can hear Samara Zem unhappy because she thought that Hannah Dickinson was interfered with there. That player might have been offside, but Syracuse opting to try something different. Instead of those floated balls into the back post as they win another corner.
Miller puts it out. Here's a look at the corner. It was crossed in by Incorvaya. A great ball. Incorvaya on the corner kick. This time, coming short is Lauren Christie.
And you hear some disputes here. Syracuse wants their full 10 yards.
Into Christie and into the box. Incorvaya to the back post, headed back across, and it's hit over the net. The chances are coming closer for Syracuse.
And every single one seemingly off of a corner. It's clearly the identity of this team, what they want to do. Even if they send 2 other people short on the corner, the objective is still to get that ball into the back post. Pretty hard to mark Bree Bridges.
Pretty hard to mark all the tall players out there. Headed out by Nixon. Stevens Martin, what a touch to the left. She's got room on the left side, charging into the box on her right foot, over to the back post. And now, not quite as much danger, but the Orange have it on the outside. Into Croyle, tries to cross it in, and it's picked up by Dickinson.
Stevens Martin there just not able to get inside enough to shoot the ball. Syracuse still doing a good job. Yet again, another opportunity coming from starting out wide and then either crossing or dribbling the ball in.
Dixon on the left side, over to the right, but there's no Villanova player there. Taya Gambardella into the game for Villanova, taking out Sophia Miller. Or rather, Iri Omatayo out of the game.
And you can already see the effect that that one run had. Stevens Martin making that run onto the left, and Villanova is straight away bringing in right back.
4 minutes to go in the first half, a 0-0 game between Syracuse and Villanova. A pretty back and forth affair so far. Not too many big chances. Syracuse trying to change that. A good battle as it's brought forward by Incorvaya. She has provided quite the spark off the bench for the Orange, and a free kick opportunity coming up.
Referee calling that one back from advantage.
Incorvaya got just pulled down.
Referee did the right thing, waiting to see if that attack amounted to anything. So now Lauren Christie will have this free kick. It's a little bit of an interesting position because you're kind of caught centrally. You can't really shoot because you're too far away. So you kind of have to float this ball up and hope that some of your taller players can make it really difficult for Hannah Dickinson to come and claim this.
Almost every player in the box for Syracuse. Christie sends it in. It's a curving ball. And Dickinson, strong hands to hold on to the ball.
You can't even complain if you're Lauren Christie. That's about all that you could have hoped for. But when you go up somebody like Hannah Dickinson, it's very, very hard to try to win those second balls because she's so good at claiming the first one.
Immediately sent out of bounds as we take a look at the grab by Dickinson. A couple of balls have been just outside of the 6-yard box. But nothing has been cooking when you do that.
COP!
Incorvaya over to the right side. And it's hit out of bounds for a Syracuse corner kick.
Be very interested to see if they opt to go with an in-swinger here or elect to play the ball short. It's very clear where the end ball needs to be for Syracuse. But when you have an outswinger, it's almost guaranteed that that ball is going to be hit back and then inside again.
The 6th corner kick of the game for Syracuse in just the first half. Picked up by Dickinson again. Can you avoid her?
It's the same story.
She has been lights out in the air.
Syracuse has height, but clearly not enough to challenge Dickinson.
The preseason Big East goalie of the year for a reason. Coming up at the half, Our own Syracuse Athletics, Shondor Sellis, had the chance to speak to Syracuse captain Ava Uribe about the upcoming season and her injury-plagued history. It was a really good conversation, so stick around for that. It's a 0-0 game with just under a minute to go at SU Soccer Stadium in the first half.
Syracuse giving it a go.
Have to go quick with 40 seconds to go. A back heel from the Orange. That's Incorvaya on that right side. Christie with the throw. She has played every second of this game as a freshman. A sign of what's to come and how important she'll be for this Syracuse squad. Not much time to go. The Orange have to get it in quick. 12 seconds. It's out for a corner. Syracuse has to go quickly. It seems they might not be able to get this off as the time expires in the first half. Syracuse, a lot of pace, but Villanova did do a good job of containing her. As we are underway for half number 2, and it starts with a jump over another player. The same grittiness we saw in the first half.
Taking a page out of Villanova's book with the determining grittiness.
There's been 9 fouls so far in this game, 5 from Syracuse and 4 from Villanova. Syracuse with the only shots today. That is 2 shots to Villanova's 0. And only 1 shot on goal.
Thank you.
But like head coach Samara Zum said, the score is still 0-0. Syracuse has not scored. So from a Villanova perspective, there's no reason to hold your head down.
Dixon on the left side is pushed out of bounds. It's a foul on Chloe Joseph.
And again, that's the first step that Riley Dixon brings to this team. She's so quick, running in behind, but you saw there that she can also pick the ball up and run at defenders one-on-one.
We've already seen her cause some problems in half number 1 for Syracuse, but Chloe Joseph has done a great job of keeping up with her.
And Timmy, an interesting thing on these set pieces is that you're going to have to float the ball in.
And you're going to have to keep it away from both goalies.
Well, that's the hard part. It's because you're so far away, you have to float the ball in, which then allows the goalkeeper to come out and claim it. There's no real clear option outside of playing short. And I wouldn't be surprised if Maya Naimoli's ready off her line to come and get this.
Samar Azem talking with Garrett Owen, one of the assistant referees. As it's sent into the top of the box. Cleared away by the Orange. Stevens plays it forward for Emery Streets, but cleared away on the back line. Orange trying to establish some possession early in the second half.
Oh, man! Ready! That's a foul. Be careful of overplaying, though.
Villanova also showing that they're willing to match that physicality. Bree Bridges, one of the players who is so helpful building out of the back, that central center back, but Villanova not going to give her the time on the ball.
Des Zapata onto the back of that ball, and the free kick for the Orange. That's been the thing about almost every free kick we've seen today. It hasn't been in a quite dangerous spot. So it's hit over the net, and a goal kick for Villanova.
I don't know if it's just the way that the game is played out or just by chance, but you're right, Timmy. Both of these set pieces, especially the ones for Syracuse, have come so deep in the half that there hasn't really been an opportunity for a shot on goal or a ball in a really dangerous area. And it's made these goalkeepers look very, very good.
And it is a credit to these defenses, which were both very strong throughout the 2025 season. It's held true as well so far today. Sent forward, Dixon rushes on, but Bridges is there to clear.
And Dixon had almost no right to get to that ball, but because of her track background showing there that she could run into anything. And that's a clear strategy from Villanova, from their midfielders and from their back line. There's no real clear option for them. Play it through to Dixon and have her stretch her legs.
A foul called, and this a good spot for Villanova on a free kick.
It's almost like we willed it into existence. We were talking about
Announcers jinx?
Yeah, we were talking about how both teams didn't really have a clear opportunity, but now Villanova with one where you could go for goal, where you could put that into the space between Maya Naimoli and that back line.
It is 2 players in the wall for Syracuse.
And one of the smaller players on the team, and Julia Arbelay is there.
Everyone else is on the back post, around level with the PK spot. Sent in by Cardo and cleared away by the Orange at the top of the box. Sent all the way backwards. Stevens Martin slipped for a second, but still got the pass off. Sent back for the Orange with Croyle. Sends it up, but a tough touch off the foot of Stevens Martin. And here come the Wildcats the other way. Miller sends it forward for Dixon. Joseph intercepts and sends it forward. Back and forth we go at SU Soccer Stadium.
And it sounds like I'm saying the same thing every time, but they're just pump feeding these balls into Riley Dixon. It's probably something that they talked about at halftime, that's a real advantage for Villanova, especially when they're under a lot of pressure, playing that ball in behind.
That is something that Samara Azem told us, is that at halftime breaks, she will make sure her team makes very serious adjustments whenever they can. Out of bounds for a Syracuse throw in. Well, Villanova has not won an opening season game since 2023. Syracuse has won the last 2 years on their season opener.
Here we go again.
Over to Nixon. We're seeing a time loop right now. Same thing. Dixon has it at the top of the box. Slides it over. Stolen away by Arbelay. Wisbeck holds on to it. No Orange player onto the end of it. Some room for Zapata. She gets away from a defender. Here's a chance, sends it in, and it's blocked on the end. Now finally put across. What was nearly a stop by Maya Naimoli ends up in the back of the net for Villanova. The first goal of 2026 comes at the hands of a new Wildcat, Riley Dixon.
I'm in shock. I feel like that was almost Villanova defending that goal. That ball was just looped forward and not really dealt with by Nixon. But you can see there it was Cardo who missed the initial one and then blocked it, played it right back to Dixon.
It's almost like a FIFA play for a second, Andrew. Somehow it didn't go in at first.
I thought that Dixon might have been offside when that ball came in, but there was clearly a Syracuse player deeper. I think that's what they're looking at right now.
And here is a video review. So in this stage of the game, coaches get 2 challenges to challenge, of course, the play on the field. And what you just said, Andrew, that could be the case. Dixon may have been in an offside position when this ball was played, but it's so far on the line, I think she is in good shape there, unless it's a handball.
So here's the question here is, Bree Bridges is on the line. If she's out of play, it could be onside, but
right.
That's the real, it's her boot right there. It's her left cleat.
It appears to me that is just on the line.
Because if it's off the line, then Cardo would be onside, or excuse me, offside. But if Bree Bridges is still deemed to be in play.
Now, Andrew, this is the only other question. Is it offsides at the end of that play where Dixon hits it into the net and Cardo is in the way of Maya Naimoli?
There's a lot to unpack here.
I think it could be at the very end of this play. If she interferes with Naimoli,
there's definitely interference.
And is in an offside position.
It appears with the replay, that's what they're looking at. Is
she is using her arm.
You can see, yeah. Her left arm is extended into Maya Naimoli.
Wow,
who's coming to claim that one, and Cardo has every right to be there. That's not the problem. The issue is with the hand and her extending that. Yeah, that one hits Maya Naimoli in the face. And it's really the referee's discretion.
Right. And for Villanova, if this ends up not being a goal, it would be a really tough break, because Dixon had it at the back post exactly where you want it.
You can tell by that reaction. It appears as though they're ruling over the goal.
So the goal has been ruled off. We are tied at 0. We'll take one more check at this.
And it's unfortunate because it's Cardo's momentum that gets her in this place initially. She's right in front of Maya Naimoli, so she's offside in that position. And the hand extending there is another way to deem out this goal.
And it certainly looks like it was in the perfect spot for Dixon. Just put it into the back of the net. So a clear handball. That will do it. But what a crazy play that we just saw. This game has just gotten even more interesting with plenty of time to go in the second half. Zapata takes it forward on the left side. Into the box and cleared away by Nixon.
But a great response from Villanova, showing that even though that goal got disallowed, that you're not done. You could see that Syracuse is a little bit rattled.
They look relentless right now. There's a lot to prove. Haven't played Syracuse in a long time, since 2011. These teams have been trying to play for a long time. The chance is finally here. Stevens-Martin goes right into a defender. Cleared away, Zapata gets through, but can't get through Bridges.
Just to give you some perspective right now, Timmy, on that front line for Villanova, 2 of the 3 players ran track in high school. We talked about it a lot with Dixon, but Zapata also ran track, also somebody who's very, very quick, and that's how Villanova got their first chance and almost scored.
It was really created by Zapata on that right side to somehow get past Jasmine Nixon. This is now a Villanova corner kick. Wildcats showing some early momentum in half number 2.
You can already see the difference between these two teams. Villanova wants to go and attack this ball, but they're not committing as many people forward as Syracuse. You can also see a difference in approach with the players lined up at the penalty spot as opposed to the back post. And also, unlike Syracuse, this one to be taken with an in-swinger.
Sophia Miller on the corner kick. The junior from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, sends it in. It's a good one. At the top of the box, hit on a half volley by Paniccioni. Stays in, but then goes out, and it's a goal kick.
That's the right idea there. I'm surprised that Naimoli didn't come out and claim that one, because that one was floating in the air for quite some time. Good initial header, and unsure if Panaccioni's going for a shot there, trying to cross that ball, but Syracuse escapes.
That's exactly where you want it, just outside the 6-yard box. 10 minutes into half number 2. Villanova, unlike the first half, looking like the stronger team. What a turn by Anna Croyle. Sends it over to the left side. Stevens-Martin cuts back into the top of the box for Croyle. She's tackled, no foul, a shot. Saved by Dickinson. The second shot on goal from Syracuse today by Julia Arbelize.
What a chance there, Croyle. What a tackle. Omarosa getting in there, and if she's not there, that's a clear shot for Croyle. Syracuse knocking on the door, but Villanova showing that it could answer the call.
But really excellent build-up play from the Orange that we haven't seen quite today. Off of the head of Nixon. And Syracuse offensively has lost a lot of its goal scoring from last season. So to go into this season, and it's in the box for Villanova, near chance. Taken over to the right side. Finally cleared out, but to go into this season and still provide some sparks today has been encouraging. Dixon is pressed by 2 defenders, hits it out. Still a Villanova throw in.
That's another thing that Dixon brings. She's very important going forward, running in, but it's also somebody that can put a lot of pressure on the Syracuse defenders to try to win her team throw-ins, corners. Villanova looks maybe to go long for the first time on the throw-in.
We're seeing that more and more often from teams. Sophia Miller on the throw-in. Throws it shorter. Dixon into the box. It was a good one. Just past Zapata. Stolen away by Syracuse. And here come the Orange. Emery Streets takes it forward. Farrah Stevens with her. A good tackle.
Great tackle.
Just caught the back of the ball. Stevens-Martin can't believe it.
Panaccioni putting her body on the line for Villanova. What a tackle. We've seen a few of those in the last few minutes, Timmy. As Syracuse grows in, Villanova is right there.
It's a great ball as well by Streets.
Oh, ball. Perfect. Textbook tackle there, waiting for Martins to take that touch. See ball, get ball.
Let it develop!
Panaccioni, who spent her undergrad at Santa Clara, came in last season. Had a career best over 1,400 minutes with the Wildcats. That was more minutes than she'd had her whole 4 years with Santa Clara. Free kick for the Orange. Nixon sends it in.
Ready for the second ball!
Orange with possession, a good idea. Hall of Fame mascot Otto the Orange has been nominated as the best college mascot as a part of USA Today's Sports Readers' Choice Awards. From now through August 17th at 11:59 a.m., fans can cast their votes for Otto by scanning this QR code. You can cast 1 vote per day until ballots close. Make sure to cast your vote now and make your voice heard that Otto is the nation's best mascot.
Otto might not have been happy with that foul call. Seems to be enjoying himself, though. trying to get everyone to cheer on the team.
He's having fun. No goals yet, but that does not stop Otto from having a good time.
Celebrates no matter what.
Doing great. Come on.
0-0 game, over 15 minutes in to half number 2. Panaccioni passes it in, and it's stolen away by the Orange. Streets sends it forward. Stevens Martin has a lot of room on the left side. Big touch forward.
It has help.
The Orange with 4 players up the field. A nice tackle. 50-50 ball. It's won by the Orange. Ooh. Sent in, a chance, shot on goal. Nearly a handball, is right at the arm. Julia Arbelize on the chance for Syracuse.
And again, we saw that in the first half, Timmy, with the chance that she shot over the ball. She comes in at the back post. You can kind of see that there. And the hands, Sophie Miller, close to her body, no handball.
And anytime you see a ball go towards that area, you hear shouts of handball. It's only a natural thing in soccer.
Everyone does it.
The Orange still with possession, switch the field. And it goes up. Zapata.
Got a lot of space here.
Running. 3 numbers for the Wildcats. Zapata goes down. Corner kick.
Again, battling with Nixon. He did a good job there, unfortunately conceded the corner, but again, that pace that she's having a little bit of trouble with, and it's hard when you're playing against somebody like Zapata. Nixon still did a good job.
Nixon's had to defend Zapata, had to defend Omarosa in the first half.
How about that? 11 corners, Timmy.
Amazing.
That's
the
insane.
Aerial threat from both teams, and that there has been no goals. Couple of substitutions possibly on the way for the Wildcats. And what do you look for in this situation? Trying to get more from the substitutions.
You look probably for more pace on these corners, especially.
Sent in by Miller. Naimoli clears, but not out. Panaccioni sends it in. Back into the box on the back post, over the head of Dixon. It remains 0-0. And a couple of substitutions in for both teams.
And this is something that I think Syracuse is trying to change, and a substitution that Nikki Thrasher-Adams wants to make, bringing on Lauren Christie. For me, that signals that you want a little bit of more control towards this game. Lauren Christie, we saw that in the first half. Her and Anna Croyle brought that sense of calm to the Syracuse midfield, and I think that Nikki Thrasher-Adams feels like the game is not slipping away, but maybe leaning in Villanova's favor, and to me, that's what that substitution signifies.
Lauren Christie played every single minute in the first half. She's just a freshman,
Come on, this
making an impact known. 25 minutes to go nearly at SU Soccer Stadium. Whoa. Big boot forward, no one over there. The match summary of today. Syracuse still with 4 shots to Villanova's 1, despite the Wildcats having much better of play recently. The corner's the main story of today.
And that shot on goal for Villanova is really the story of this game. It's probably unlikely that one of these teams scores more than once, so that goal would have been so huge, and it's just so unlucky.
Villanova scored early on in this half, but it was called back after video review. Riley Dixon was on the end of it, and it went off of the hand of Amalia Cardo. Sent forward for Dixon. Goes off of her leg, out of bounds.
And I also think in this system for Syracuse, I talked about the center backs in the first half, but another position that just is so taxing physically are the wing backs and the positions that Arbelias has to play. You've seen her going forward. She's had a couple of the shots for Syracuse, and now having to track back, and your team wins a free kick. Now that means you have to get forward.
Good battle by Anna Croyle, who's played every minute today, one of the captains for Syracuse, a junior out of Sellersville, Pennsylvania. Interestingly enough, both these squads have 3 players from Pennsylvania, despite the fact that Villanova, of course, in Pennsylvania, just outside of Philly.
Let's get it down and play.
You're certainly starting to see more urgency from both teams.
They can both feel a victory. Like I mentioned, there's really only one goal in this game, meaning that it could go either way.
It does have the type of feel of a 1-0 game. Sent into the back post for Wisbeck. Header just left of the post.
Got a lot of air on that one. Wisbeck, somebody who can do a little bit of both. She's crossed the ball many times throughout this game, but also somebody who can run in if the ball's on the other side.
Wisbeck, another captain of this squad. She can play midfield, attack as well. Had 1 goal last season, but started every single contest. Goes over the head of a couple of players. Villanova came into this season with a lot of high hopes, was picked to finish 5th in the preseason Big East poll. Its best since 2013 when they were picked to finish 3rd. Otto has actually just joined the booth with us. We're giving him a hug right now. He was giving us a hug.
It's party time for Otto.
There it is. Otto is having fun when we are
there,
glad
Otto.
to have him in the broadcast booth with us. A 0-0 game with just over 22 minutes to go.
Syracuse scores. He's going to go crazy in the booth.
Oh, he sure is.
Thanks, Otto.
Always fun to see the energy from Syracuse.
That's the mascot of the year. Come on. What other mascots doing that?
Things heating up in the second half between these two squads.
Relax, relax, relax.
Brought forward by Koch.
Good Arbelias tracking back.
Sent in. Big boot away by Nixon. And that was something that Coach Nikki Thrasher-Adams mentioned to us, that the next step for Arbelias is her defending.
That's more of a product of the system that she plays in. I think Arbelias is somebody who's more of a natural attacker. We've seen that with their shots so far, but if you want to play a wing back in a 3-5-2, you got to learn how to occasionally help out your team. It's very, very taxing physically on your body, but it's putting the team first instead of your abilities.
This season, Arbelias, a top drawer soccer ACC breakout candidate. Did not start last season for Syracuse, but made her start today. In towards Dixon, and she got a big piece of Arbelias. Free kick for the Orange.
Also impressive given the fact that they haven't used a substitution on her yet. She's had to play every single minute of this game.
The Syracuse defense has been the same all the way through as well. Nixon, Bridges, and Joseph The three in the back for the Orange. Holding strong. And nice move from Nixon. The speed on the left side. Does she have enough? No, it's stolen away, but not until it goes out for a corner kick.
Dixon did everything well, just kind of let the ball go in front of her instead of keeping it a little bit to her side, which allowed Joseph to come back.
Right, for a track star, she has quite the skills as well.
It's kind of hard if you're a defender when you're playing against somebody like Dixon, because you don't know, do I get tight to them? Do I make sure that they can't dribble? Because if you do that, she can hit you in behind, but if you give her more space, then she can turn and go at you.
Under 20 minutes to go. The corner kick. It's there on the 6-yard line and cleared away. Stevens Martin has pace. It's one-on-one with a defender. Her and Palmer. Takes it to the right, and it's stolen away by Palmer. Body on the line, one-on-one. But Syracuse still has the ball. Forward for Stevens Martin. And then a whistle blows. This is going to go the way of the Wildcats.
I think Meredith Palmer was a little bit upset. You could see her adjusting her shin guard, but she showed such good patience there. I think Stevens Martin is a little bit upset with the foul given against her, but it was a good job shielding that ball to put that there for Syracuse. You can see Stevens Martin coming around trying to keep this ball in play and almost pulled the chair a little bit on Amber Baker. I think that's what she's upset about right now.
Not too much contact. We've seen a lot of physicality throughout the game today. 19 fouls between the two squads.
It's one of those that the defender always has the edge and always has the golden eye of the referee, but a little bit unlucky.
Allie Howard into the game for Syracuse, and Farrah Stevens Martin out of the game. Let's see if the new Syracuse Orange player and Allie Howard can provide a final spark to put Syracuse in the lead.
For Julia Arwise.
Lou Galbus also into the game for Syracuse on the right side.
Oh, watch out.
Booted away by Dickinson.
This is the chance earlier that Syracuse had, starting with Stevens Martin, who turned so excellently, and then once she gets running, you can't really stop her. And Meredith Palmer smartly does not dive in until she knows that she can win the ball, and that's just A+ defending. Waiting to win the ball, and then when you get your opportunity, going and going hard.
All Big East third-teamer last season in Meredith Palmer. She was up to the task. It's a corner kick, yet again, for Syracuse. Gabby Wisbeck in the left corner to take it. Allie Howard, 5'7", Mook Albus, 5'8". The new players in for the Orange. Sent in the box, a low one. Immediately booted out.
And I think that's a credit to Hannah Dickinson. They struggled a lot in the first half to try to get those balls in
the
the end.
Wildcats. Pace on the right side, but Syracuse comes blitzing back. The Orange defense. An amazing job to get back in that situation when they had just one player back originally.
And that's the risk that you run with only one player back. Syracuse obviously very confident when they have these corners, but you also have to balance that with confidence and being cautious.
That's the one thing that Villanova hasn't quite gotten going as much as they'd like. In transition, that's something that Samar Azem really emphasized with us. Over on the right side with Croyle. Galbus rather sends it in. still with the Orange. Over
space
the
there.
head for Wisbeck, sends it on goal, just left. And Otto, we're gonna have you hold your sign up behind us. It says, "Vote me the best college mascot." I think it's hard
QR
not to
code
vote
right
him
there.
right now. It's pretty tough not to vote him right now.
Otto, you're bringing the cheer today.
It is tough not to vote him. I think he brings a very good case. He's having fun. 0-0 between these two squads. Timmy Weiss and Andrew Forster with you. Sent forward for the Orange. On this right side. Sent in, a back heel. Still there, but no one could get a foot on it.
So second and third balls that Syracuse are having a lot of success with right now.
A good tackle by Joseph.
It was Incorvaya who just was waiting patiently for the right time to deliver that ball, and she did. And the flick on caused a little bit of panic there for Villanova. They eventually clear it.
Bella Panaccioni and Riley Dixon.
One more for Syracuse.
Villanova bringing on some players to try to shore this game down. Gabby Kaluch, one of their stronger players, coming back in.
The Syracuse women's soccer team is back in action here at the SU Soccer Stadium this Sunday at 1 p.m. as they take on Holy Cross. Admission to the game is free, but if you can't be there in person, you can watch the game right here on ACC Network Extra.
Can she tell us what we're doing so we can tell our players how to play?
Villanova with a free kick opportunity. Officially under 15 minutes to play.
Little discussion about who should take it real quick.
It is Gabby Kaluch, the preseason All Big East first teamer. 1 of 3 for Villanova. Avery Nelson and Hannah Dickinson as well. Sent into the box. A header right at Maya Naimoli.
It's a good chance there. That ball floated into the box by Kaluch. Again, a little bit hard to just generate enough power to really test Maya Naimoli, but nonetheless a very good chance.
Morgan Koch on the end of it. She led Villanova in shots last season. Sent forward. Villanova has numbers. And great defending by Nixon on the left side. Gets Syracuse out of the jam. At the top of the box, Villanova has chances, but a slip. Zapata was there. She just couldn't keep her footing. Villanova is challenging.
That previous play is under review.
Now with the additional rule that you get 2 challenges, Villanova putting that to use here.
So we've already seen 1 video review. That was to overturn the goal that Villanova scored. But now the first challenge from Villanova. They do have 2, so if they were to use another one before the final 10 minutes, that is unlikely, of course, but it could happen. But once you're in the final 10 minutes, any challenge can happen no matter what, even if you have 0.
And worst case scenario, this gives your chance or your team a chance to calm down and figure out your game plan for these last 12 minutes and change.
And if you're head coach Nikki Thrasher-Adams, what are you telling your team in this situation?
I think more of the same. I think maybe you would tell your team to be a little bit careful on the corners, maybe leaving 2 players back instead of 1. But I feel like the rest of the game for Syracuse and the rest of this half especially has been very positive. The set pieces have been good. Not quite sure.
I know. I'm not exactly sure what the challenge is here.
I think this is more the rule that's being implemented. I think that now that you have two, coaches are more inclined to throw out their challenges. This is the free kick that we saw earlier on, the header that really didn't test Maya Naimoli. None of the players seem to protest.
No one did, yeah. Now, I almost wonder, and I'm not saying this is what's happening, but if you get a break to talk to your team after challenging a play, and here it is, and it possibly a thought of a handball or something off of a Syracuse player. But if you challenge something, you get extra time with your team, you can have an extra chat, you have some time to get water, and it could be a very strategic move for any squad.
And if we're being honest, it's probably Villanova who needs the break a little bit more. Thought Syracuse was growing into the second half a little bit more, so they've used that.
The Orange have looked good on the break. For Villanova, they've had more possession this half, though.
It's another angle. So it's the hand there extended by Syracuse. I don't know if that's necessarily enough to overturn it. We saw that on the goal. I think that this might be because of the first goal. Samara Zem thought that they were calling it more when you have your hand out there. So you can see there on the back post, that's the call that they're trying to overturn. But the hand, it's just, I think she slips, and Samara Zem maybe thinks that that was contact. Because there is a hand extended, it's just not making a whole lot of contact.
And you also see at the back post, there's two players that got caught up. You see the zoom in on the right side. A Villanova player goes down as well, but you don't see all that much contact again.
And you can see both players slip. It's not as though it's a clear push by one of them. I can see what Samara Zem is maybe going for with that, but in order for that to be called a penalty, you would have to have a very clear push and with a lot of force, which is just really not the case here, Timmy. Now looking to see if it was offside. It's hard, though, because her hand is extended, but for me, in order to overturn a decision like this late in the game, etc., I feel like there has to be more of a
has to be very clear
push.
cut,
yeah,
right? I think that's the thing you always talk about in video replay is if it is clear cut to make a change. Very long pause with 12:52 to go in the second half. We've been reviewing this for 3-4 minutes, maybe even 5.
And in real time, I think the biggest indicator of whether or not something is deemable of a penalty is the reaction by the players, and especially by the player who is involved with the push. Nobody really seemed to protest anything. It wasn't really involved with the play either. The set piece kind of fizzled away on its own.
Because normally you would expect at least the Villanova players to protest on it. The call is finally coming up in a second. A lot of waiting, but it is coming.
So we can stop. Call the field stands, no PK. Go!
The call on the field stands. No penalty kick awarded. And it remains 0-0 in the late stages of the season opener between these squads.
I think that reaction says it all from Samara Zem. Not very aggrieved by that call.
A bit expected of a result.
But hey, now you still got another challenge in your back pocket.
Yuri Omatayo into the game for Villanova. Every substitution at this point could have the game-winning goal. Caught up between a couple players. Stevens Marin goes down, no call. Lauren Christie around there, and she loses it. Zapata trying to escape. Syracuse comes away with the ball. A lot more challenges in the later stages of this game.
Calm down, calm down.
You can hear that from the benches. The coach is telling them to calm down and try to relax. There's 12 minutes left, but there's no reason to panic if you're either one of these teams.
Sent forward, Villanova on the end of it. Syracuse lost its top 3 scorers from last season, and a combined 15 goals from them. Nia Clommer led Syracuse with 8 goals. Ashley Rauch had 5. Maya McDermott had 2. No other Syracuse player had multi-goals in last season. And the Orange team right now trying to replace all of that and grab a first one of 2026. Allie Howard pulls back, still on her feet. Excellent physicality. Zapata races forward, runs out of room.
And you can see that the Syracuse defenders are a little bit more cautious in these last 10 minutes or so. They know that the players on Villanova possess a lot of pace and can hurt them. And I think especially the fullbacks for Syracuse, you've seen them in the second half stay back a little bit more.
Great steal, and here come the Wildcats. Sent forward for Koch, past Zapata.
Hooking up the line.
Sent out by Joseph. Joseph, the former Big 12 all-freshman teamer in 2023. Koch. Over to Kaluch. Ball bounces out of bounds.
It's kind of hard to tell which team is going for it a little bit more in these last 10 minutes. I feel like both teams are not necessarily happy with the draw, because if you're Villanova, you had that chance that goal that got ruled out. If you're Syracuse, you had a couple of really good chances from Arbelias and other players on the team. But I don't think either one of these squads is throwing the kitchen sink at this game to try to get that goal.
Possibly a little more reserved than they were earlier in the game.
Every team has certain moments throughout the game where you feel like you're on top and you have the momentum and the swagger and you can try to make that result in a goal. But right now, this game is becoming a little bit more of two teams who are more cautious.
It's high hopes for both teams entering this season. Syracuse with 11 wins over the last 2 years. They had 18 in the last 5 years, trying to build the program up. Villanova, their best season since 2019. And even the interesting thing about that is that Coach Samar Azam said that year even was an anomaly. The program had to be brought back from the depths.
And the big question mark, of course, in this phase of a rebuild, the first phase is trying to just instill a culture and certain norms and mentalities. The second one is starting to win games. And the third one, which is what Villanova is right now, is really developing your attack. And you have the defense sorted out, and now you got to figure out a way to put the ball in the back of the net.
It's in the box, cleared out, but towards the middle. It's a dangerous clearance. Sent forward for Zapata. Trickles out of bounds.
And credit to Chloe Joseph, who's done such a good job against Zapata today, and notably in the second half. Kind of been a way that Villanova have tried to get something going, but Chloe Joseph has really answered the call.
So We are not exactly sure what the challenge is yet. We will let you know as soon as we know. It is a bit weird to see 2 challenges in the span of 5 minutes where it wasn't clear and obvious.
I was going to say, it's even weirder to see a challenge where the players don't even really know what's being challenged.
Right. It's just more time to catch your breath.
I think as that happened, you had Chloe Joseph, you had Zapata, who were all kind of looking around, wondering what's going on.
Just adding a little bit more of drama to this affair in the season opener. So Syracuse huddles up. And it has to be a similar message that was said just 5 minutes ago at this point. It could be another penalty in the box. It might have went off of the hand of Jasmine Nixon.
On first glance, it didn't appear to me that it hit Jasmine Nixon.
It's certainly a tough call to make.
This will be a better look.
It bounces. Here's the hand. Right off the chest.
Yeah.
That's not a handball.
Should be a quick one for head ref Stephanie McFarland.
So we will see if this video review goes by quickly. Not too much time left in this game.
I do think there is some merit to the point that this is maybe a strategy by Samara Zim. I'm not saying that there's nothing there, but with another challenge in your back pocket, as the game winds down and kind of have this Hail Mary of a challenge, you can slow the game down and sort of see it out of your Villanova.
Well, it really gives you a great opportunity to talk with your team about adjustments and get exactly who you want.
It's nothing, it hits your chest. We're good.
And there we go.
Play will resume. Under 8 minutes to go at SU Soccer Stadium. 0-0.
And the sly smile of Samara Zem.
I'm sure a goal would make her smile a little bit more. Resets from a goal kick from Maya Naimoli. She's been stellar.
It just takes the sting out of the game when you have the challenge. Syracuse, you felt like, had a little bit of momentum. Now they have to pick themselves up and get going again.
Well done, Farah!
The intensity that we've seen in this game, to have a break like that, which you don't normally see in a half of soccer, you're right, it certainly has to take something out of you.
In these last 10 minutes, this game has been back and forth, but in the last 10 minutes of any game, there's usually one team who kind of picks it up and is going for either the win or the draw. And in this case, it's been Syracuse. And stopping them like that, it slows things down and makes the game a little bit less intense. But you could see Syracuse right now trying to pick up the intensity.
Thrown down. But it goes the other way. Just not quite enough contact. Possibly a simulation call. Unless she had the arm on that Villanova defender. Zapata turns away from a defender, but it's sent out of bounds. Under 7 minutes to go. Allie Howard trying to run onto it for the Orange.
Credit to her, she's been everywhere.
Ever since she came in, absolutely.
Challenging 50-50s, running in behind, doing anything she can.
Royal sends it up.
Winning throws it for Syracuse, doing everything.
No team can quite establish possession towards the final stages. Nikki Thrasher-Adams with her hands up after that turnover. Stevens-Martin is in on the right side. Does she have a shot? No. Stolen away Cross back in, right at Hannah Dickinson. The Wildcats with numbers, they send it up.
This game becoming very, very open right now, Timmy.
Over to Zapata. Joseph is there. Stevens controls and loses. Croyle's there and gives it away immediately. Into the box. And a chance, saved by Naimoli on the line. Morgan Koch stuck her toe out, and Naimoli's body was in front of her. It remains 0-0, under 5 minutes to go. Both keepers are perfect today with 5 saves combined. Is there another chance here? Stolen away.
Villanova just all over Syracuse right now. They can't get out of their own half.
Zapata attempts to sneak through. Koch holds on to it. And Croyle gets it off, but for a Villanova corner.
Villanova has been everywhere, and that ball forward almost found the feet of Zapata, who kind of just got tangled there by Joseph, and Syracuse able to clear that one away, but
another weird chance where it bounced off a couple of players on the ground. Sophia Miller into the game for Villanova. And Gabby Wisbeck also ventures in. Under 4 minutes to play. Lauren Christie, the freshman, out of the game for the Orange. Gabby Kaluch on the corner kick for Villanova, the 14th of today. It's a good one, but all Syracuse on that header. Still in the box. Villanova needed just one good bounce.
And Samara Zem really got everything she wanted with those challenges. Now Villanova's the team that's on top of Syracuse, and these last 6 minutes or so, it feels like it's been all Villanova so far.
That challenge where she got to talk with her team has certainly helped. Syracuse trying to extend its streak of winning the season opening game to 3 years. Villanova trying to end its 2-year drought of winning a season opening game. 3 minutes to play at SU Soccer Stadium.
Mickey, come on, kid. Yes, come on. Everything, come on, kid. Come on. Good.
That's out, that's hard.
The Orange just haven't gotten the offense going in these last couple of minutes.
And I know it's cliche to say this, Timmy, but in the first game of the regular season for both of these teams, a goal can really set the tone going forward, and especially given the position of these two teams, Syracuse and Villanova are looking to both take a step forward this season and continue their rebuilds, and especially for Villanova, coming in here and winning a game would be so, so huge for your momentum.
Koch sends it over. Kaluch, the strike from distance over the bar.
This one always difficult. You could see that she's leaning back a little bit. That's why that ball travels over the bar. Maya Naimoli probably had that one covered, but Villanova is just not content drawing this game.
One of the biggest chances we've seen today in the closing minutes. Header forward. Here comes Naimoli. Syracuse and Villanova last tied on September 30th of 2005. Over 20 years ago.
Look at the urgency from Villanova.
No one is letting up now with just over a minute to play. It is now or never.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining.
Bridges
in the
clears
second half of play.
as we are into the final minute of play. Zapata goes down,
Don't help them.
but there was no contact. 40 seconds to play in the season opener.
See her pointing Zapata to the left, maybe trying to win a corner down there. Look
On
out.
the right side, shot on the back post, saved by Naimoli! Unbelievable! Danger's not done. The shot is blocked, and it goes out of bounds. How on earth did Maya Naimoli keep that ball out?
What a save by Maya Naimoli. She got that one with her leg. So impressive. That was the moment for Villanova. Great ball into the back post, but that is why you bring in Maya Naimoli from Youngstown State.
Still 10 seconds to go. Time winding down. Villanova has one last chance. Sends it in. It goes up in the air, and time expires.
Your final
A
score,
crazy
Syracuse
finish
0 and
as it ends
Villanova 0.
0-0.